when we started, definitely looks like you're carrying a gun, public space. The traffic police guys catch hold and they'll send to police station, saying that they're carrying something, equipment which looks like something they cannot do.
You had that instance?
Many incidents. We go to police station, show them, we say like we're trying to work for. Do you think you're the only guy who made a technology? This is dengue, malaria is there from before independence, from 50, 60, 70 years. Okay. We are having this problem.
Right.
Do you think nobody has solved it and you could have solved? What's the first perspective?
I'm thinking drone is there and I'll be able to fly it in civilian zone.
People are using drones for warfare, Israel. So I'm saying like everybody has a fear. Right. Like drones can, because we have some 3,000 odd people working as workers. Right. Already they think we are removing people. You're saying you'll do something, but it's directly
impacting their livelihood.
So we are very grant friendly, and we have got almost more than 5-6 grants. So we were accessing money through grants.
Okay.
And where investors were not coming forward. And during COVID also we were extensively working with the drones, because so what we have seen is all the farmers have worked really hard. From a seed to a series it took a lot of time for us. Like 5 years back we took more of 2019 our seed round. There were women, now they earn more than the husband. Earlier they used to depend on husband.
That's good.
Now husband is dependent on the wife's employment and everything.
Right.
So that's where.
How did you convince that first customer of yours in Raasta?
No, there were many rejections. It was like.
If I ask you, should people take up job first and then get into business, or fresh out of college you should start?
The fresher doing it, he has to learn how finance works, how legal works. Based on the stage where you are, you need to support a family.
Yeah.
Work for a certain time.
Right.
And remove that mindset of.
Hi friends, welcome back to another episode of PowerUp with Pradeep. Today's guest is an inspiration to many. He is not just driving business or revenue, he is creating impact, and he is creating impact via technology and storytelling. On the show we have Mr. Prem Kumar, who has co-founded Marut Drones, Raasta Films, Raasta Studio along with his IIT batchmates. Did you ever hear about Forbes 30 under 30? He is one among those who got featured in it for the impact that he is creating with his work. Let's dive in with him and understand his journey. Hi Prem, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thank you.
So Prem, you are now heading Marut Drones, right? Tell us about how is Marut Drone helping and what problem is it solving?
So as a Marut Drones, we are advancing agriculture sector at present, and as a journey we have started working different sectors, like in public health, reducing the malaria, dengue, or doing the vaccine, blood delivery, or doing afforestation. A different kind of a problem statements we're solving it, and over the time we saw one sector which is scaling throughout the country was agriculture space. So as a Marut, we are trying to bring this drone technology and solving the problem and trying to facilitate to farmers. And creating more employment, creating more efficiency, and making this technology which is very useful to the village level entrepreneur and ultimately helping the end farmer.
Okay. So there are different models of drones that you have, which I believe, right? How are these? How do you decide which model has to serve which category?
So we don't decide drone first. We try to identify the problem statement.
Okay.
For the problem, whether it needs a hardware, whether it needs a software, what sort of a hardware it needs, what sort of a more of a payload, or what sort of a the configuration you need. Based on that we decide drones. Example, when we started building the drones for the eradication of dengue, malaria, our reason was it should carry certain payload and dispense, or it should also be able to tell where exactly the larvae mosquitoes are present, only do the targeted kind of a spray kind of activity.
Right.
Then when we are doing it more of for delivery, it's a delivery, you need bigger size drones, like carrying 20 kg, going for 40-50 kilometers kind of a stuff, or you working with any surveillance where drone is smaller drone, but the focus is on the payload. It can be camera, it can be the technology after capturing the video,
right,
doing certain kind of analysis out of it, crowd estimations or superimposing certain content and giving them output. So it's a majorly the, as per the problem statement, we are trying to configure the hardware and software.
Right.
So because we might solve the problem in one particular place of geography, and if I have to scale it to different geographies, it can be Assam, Bihar, or Andhra, or Tamil Nadu. Software should be there, so the scalability is easy.
Got it.
Cannot be constrained to one location, is what we think.
Got it. Got it. So, what was the motivation behind drone as a business model?
So this was a like the entire thing. We never thought we'll be building a company like a Marut or something.
Okay.
So it was a personal problem where I was trying to give a more of a complaint like to municipality, because I stay this side of a city where high-tech city actually.
Right.
My parents stay 40-50 kilometers the other part of the city.
Okay.
Where whenever I used to go, the constant request is to say like, why can't you give a request to a municipality where we're having a lot of mosquitoes next to our house. Parents' house is a lake and water body.
Right.
So almost for few years, 2013 to 15, 16, I gave multiple. Then and fine day we realized the officials all said like problem cannot be solved that easy. The easiest way asked is to move your parents or from that locality to locality where you find comfortable or better.
Whoa.
Then we thought, okay, then I started seeing what is this problem. By then we were using drones for cinematography or drones for the different filming, different kind of a thing.
Right.
So what I saw was people are getting the water to the neck level, clearing all the waste and applying oily kind of a thing. And still the water body is only one part of the water body is accessible to them. It is not accessible throughout. So at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock morning, we used to go and see different part of the place, how they do it and everything. We thought, okay, what they're doing it can be done with the drone and can reach nook and corner where person is not able to go.
Right.
And that's where we started first with that. And then we were trying to solve this problem. And the another trigger what we had was in 2018. More of if you type cancer train in Google, a train goes every day from Punjab to Rajasthan for treatment of cancer patient. 90% are farmers who are prone to cancer. Right. Because when they spray, they inhale and they have food and water in the environment where they have sprayed. Right. So where they're prone to cancer. So if you see, it's not just a Punjab or Rajasthan, every part of the country, people who are in agriculture, farmers who are in the post 45s, post 50s are prone to cancer. So that also alarmed us, thinking, okay, I'm trying to solve a problem of dengue malaria. Since I've already built a drone which is solving it, it is dispensing it, disconnecting people. So can I use this in agri? Was the thought process. The same year in 2018, then again there's a place called Yavatmal in Maharashtra. People were spraying. Okay. Suddenly wind blown, it went to multiple villages. So people suffered, people passed away. So it's called a spray deaths. Like they spray 100 liters, 200 liters in 1 acre. Maximum the chemical goes in air. And with the wind blowing speed, it goes onto all the people who are in residential areas and regularly they suffer. Right. So we thought, okay, then we understood, okay, after public health like dengue, malaria, we should work on more of a sector like agriculture. That was a trigger. Then when we started talking to all the universities or scientists in agriculture, they were saying that, okay, you have a machine like a drone, but whether is it helpful, useful to agriculture or to the farmer, we have to do testing. It needs 2 crop cycles, means 2 years of testing at different heights, different regions, different chemical formulations and everything. That's where you'll be able to know, okay, are you really helping a farmer? Are you saving some money per acre? Or are you reducing his input cost or any cost or reduction in chemical, so that the yield which is getting to farmer, it is a less pesticide, or is it getting better profits out of it? So all this was their science. So we were parallelly initiating it. Then we were working in Hyderabad city. So when we took the dengue malaria, there were 20,000 dengue cases and 18,000 malaria cases. And in the month of September, October, if you see any news, like this many people passed away because of dengue. It's very alarming kind of stuff. It's in not fact, just in Hyderabad.
I was admitted in hospital because of dengue.
So cut short of 6 years of work we did. From 20,000 dengue cases we brought to less than 1,000, and from 18,000 malaria cases we brought less than 600. All the water bodies nalas, lakes, musi, and everything is covered by us for last 6 years, and we saw this as a problem we've solved, but we could not scale this problem solution to different cities because we were good at building product, we were good at bringing the technology, but we were not good at taking out like more of a licensing it or bringing out money from the government for this thing. So we were getting a lot of recognition domestically, internationally for the work what we were doing it, but it was very challenging for us to handle government as a customer. That's where we started looking at, and we were parallelly doing R&D on agri point of view, and it was taking its own time. So in the course we were looking for other problem statement because we wanted to pivot from dengue, malaria as a use case. We started looking at afforestation, we were started looking at doing healthcare drone delivery, doing with the drones or different applications. But everything government as a customer is coming, like afforestation also we were doing
across
forest trees, and forest doesn't have money, they depend on CSR funds. So we did one of the project called Hara Bahara, like planting 1 billion trees by 2030 was the mission what we kept. And we did in 6-7 states, in Arunachal, Assam, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, different places. Again, the challenge was also government as end customer is a government. Then we started using the drone deliveries. So drone deliveries, like we were trying to deliver long tail medicines, or like when you have snake bite, you need a medicine within less than 1 hour. So to save a person. So what is happening in rural areas is a district hospital has your blood bank, pharmacy, but at a peripherals you have public health centers or community health centers where you don't have even fridge. So, but people come join in PHCs or community health centers. Getting them anything from a district hospital takes you 1.5 hours, 2 hours kind of a journey. So we saw a lot of people are just passed away because of lack of availability of blood, medicine, or even diagnostic samples. Getting them taking a few days. So what we did is we kept a drones at district hospital, sending it blood, vaccines, long tail medicines to district like PHCs, and collecting back all the samples of their diagnostic samples to district. So we did for 6 months like this. We worked with the World Economic Forum, state government, where Apollo was doing clinical trials. Like when we are transporting something in drone, can we give the same vaccine like or blood to the end customer? They were end patient, they were checking it. So all these use cases we were building it for the last 5-6 years. Among that, the agriculture is a sector which has matured, and it is creating employment at rural areas, and farmer is using this technology as a service. We created more of entrepreneurs at rural areas. We call village level entrepreneurs. And these are mix of your unemployed youth, 10th, inter, polytechnic, or agri-graduate, or the existing guy who's driving your auto, tractor, harvest machine. All these guys are getting trained. And taking this drone to the rural areas and working with the farmers. So it was similar to what the cabs in Uber came and disrupted. Right? Similar. Like what is happening is the entrepreneurs, village level entrepreneurs, is making 60 to 75,000 per month after all his expenditure. Is making 2 times the money than earlier, because a lot of people come from rural areas to city, like all your Zeptos or Chaiwala or Auto, all these people are rural areas. They, after all the expenses, they make 10-15,000 rupees in a month. So what we are trying to give is take them back to their own village, give this technology, and make them earn like 50-60,000 per month.
Amazing. I think you have covered multiple things where I was able to see impact clearly. One was you spoke about helping farmers and sort of reduce the risk of getting any disease like cancer or something like that, right? That was one. Then you spoke about transferring medicine from one location to other location and cut down on the time so that the life can be saved. That's another amazing impact that you kind of spoke about. Reducing malaria, dengue cases from a couple of thousands to 1,000 or less than that, right? Fantastic. And I think creating employment at a rural level, that's another great impact, I believe, you guys are doing it. So how does this whole economics work, Prem? What is the revenue model? How does if you can help us break down the unit metrics?
So I'll take one sector as agri.
Sure.
So when our go-to market is similar to how tractors have come into country. So there's a distributor, dealer at a district level, and he has a showroom. He goes and does a lot of activations, demonstrations to the people.
Right.
People come to his showroom and want to purchase.
Yeah.
And they'll train them. So similarly, what we do is we create our go-to market is we create a dealer and have a showroom of in his in his district. So and we ask him to demonstrate every day, because this is a technology where unless they don't see, they don't understand, because farmers really want to see on the field.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So then what we do is we also have a drone training academies, because like you have driving license, we give a drone pilot license.
Right.
So where you have 10 years of the more of a validity for it. So generally, as per regulation, we are come under aviation sector.
Right.
So DGCA is our regulator.
Right.
So for a drone, you need to have a certification.
Correct.
For flying it, you need to have the pilot certificate.
Okay.
And for a drone, you need to have like your vehicle number.
Right.
Drone has a unique number called UIN.
Acha.
And how you have two-wheeler, four-wheeler insurances.
Yeah.
Like similarly for drone also is insurance.
Okay.
So drone can be brought in a loan or in a subsidy.
Sure.
So what we see, how you're buying your three-wheeler, four-wheeler, or even in agriculture tractors. Similarly, the customer comes, the entrepreneur comes takes through a loan or subsidy, and he purchases. The majority 90% is through loans.
Okay.
And what government of India did is they facilitate with a non-collateral 6% loan for individual.
Okay.
Up to 10 lakh rupee.
Sure.
So they are getting at 6%, and or if the existing business, they're getting at 2 crore rupees this loan at 6%.
Wow.
So that helps them to use these drones and provide service to farmer.
Okay.
And they do daily 20-30 acres. Farmer pays 500 rupees per acre.
Okay.
In a day, he makes 10,000 to 15,000 rupees.
Awesome.
If he works for 20 days in a month also, he's earning at 2 lakh rupee. All this expenditure, if you remove vehicle, helping person, or eating food every day outside, staying outside.
Right.
If you remove a lakh, so easily saving 75,000 rupees to 1 lakh in a month.
Wow.
And a year, he can do easily 10 months with the different applications. Like our uniqueness is, this is like a tractor. A tractor is used for multi-purpose, right?
Right.
Similar drone in agriculture is for multi-utility.
Okay.
Example, take like crop like rice.
Yeah.
So you need for more of a transplanting. We do direct seeding with a drone.
Okay.
You need spray.
Right.
It can be your pesticides or any kind of nutrient you can do with a drone. Next you need fertilizers.
Correct.
So all these applications can be done. So what we are trying to do is the mechanization part in agriculture is starting with the drone.
Okay.
So we are creating more the entrepreneurs at a village level.
Right.
So the farmer can access this at a service at very nominal cost of 500 rupees to 1000 rupees for different crops. And the entrepreneur is serving him and earning in his own village. And this is a technology you don't need to learn for a year or 6 months or 3 months.
Right.
Within a week you learn. After week you go back to your village. With this technology you are earning 10-15,000 per day.
Fantastic. Fantastic. People come to cities because they want job. And if you are able to create job in the location that they are from, nothing like it.
So what we have seen is all the farmers have worked really hard.
Right.
And it's very hard work what they do.
Yeah.
They made the children educate.
Correct.
Thanks to all the banks and governments pushing education as a priority. And all the farmers made their children get educated.
Right.
They are in cities or they're outside India.
Yeah.
So, but the farmer actually has an emotion, want to do agriculture, and he's in. If you go to any rural areas, people are in post 50s, 60s.
Correct.
So what we have seen, the gap of this 20 to 40 years age group are not in agriculture.
True.
So they are coming to cities to earn.
Right.
So what we're doing is this, through this technology, we're bringing back all this 22 years to 40 years back to agriculture,
Awesome.
making them learn and work with his parents or his community in his village.
Correct.
So rather compromising his lifestyle, coming to city, earning minimum 10-15,000, making him to stay with his parents with his community and earn 2 to 3 times what he was earning in the city.
Okay.
So what we are taking back again people from city to villages and making them to earn more.
Awesome, awesome. So I think again great use case there on drones. Nobody I think thought about it from a funding standpoint, right, Prem? You started, and I'm sure drones. You said 6 lakhs a unit roughly, and it goes up to 10 lakhs is how you said. I'm sure you manufacture it, you assemble it, or how does this whole piece work, and how do you manage your funding?
So drones are not new in India because we've been listening, like defense has been using drones, like
Correct.
Rafale, big. Every time you open, big numbers comes, right? These many crores have
Lockheed
been
Martin
bought from
and all.
Israel, from US.
Correct.
We often listen.
Correct. Yeah.
So drones have been used in defense for surveillance from many years.
Correct.
Like more than 15-20 years.
Correct. And I think it's also been used in the photography, videography, in weddings. We see.
So in
keep
civilian
seeing it.
case, the most often people might have seen is in the weddings or
Correct.
the events.
Correct.
But in India, regulation has come in 2021 first.
Okay.
Like drone has a drone rules and regulation under aviation. So with this regulation, they were trying to allow you where you can fly these drones. There's a restricted areas where you cannot fly. Near the airports, near any R&D centers.
Right.
So what government of India has come up with the drone rules. So we are part of a lot of think tanks of the committees and everything. So that's where brought a drone rule in 2021, 2022, the certification, like product what you're going to use, there's a certification. So earlier to take a permission, you have to take 5-6 departments, MHA, IB, DGCA, Airport Authority of India. So we have centralized, like DGCA has centralized to one portal.
Right.
So that you can go and search your name as a pilot.
Yeah.
And a drone which you are using it, is it legal or illegal? You can see it. So those all has been done parallelly.
Got it.
So because of when we've started, the sector was unregulated.
Okay.
And you're using a drone, people generally don't know who to give permission. You go to local police station, he says, I'm not authorized guys to give a permission to you.
Right.
Then he'll ask you to go and meet commissioner.
Okay.
So when you go and meet a commissioner, is it written somewhere that I should give a permission to you? Then he'll ask, like, only guy who can do is the DGP. When you go to DGP, like to use a drone at one location, you have to take a few months of permission. That's
so painful.
Yeah. So and whenever you ask for any investor also, they say like there is no regulation itself. How can it? And you're dealing with the hardware.
Right. Yeah.
They'll say like India is not good for hardware. Also they'll say.
Yeah. Manufacturing.
And then you say use case which is government as a customer. They're not convenient. They feel is like, yes, they'll clap and they'll say congratulations for the impact what you do.
Right.
But they don't give money for it. They won't come forward and everything. So, but when we started this Marut Drones in 2019, first we took with the angels for the dengue malaria use case. It was trying to bring them. They've understood what effort we're keeping.
How did you convince Angel? Because given that you spoke about so many challenges definitely India is not known for manufacturing. Now with made in India and all that, the current PM is kind of pushing it. But manufacturing is definitely capex heavy, and you don't generally get investment so easily. How did you convince the seed investment or investor to sort of help you fund and get this started?
See, our seed investor got little understand about the impact what you're doing in more of the dengue, malaria and everything. It did not took much time for us to raise a seed fund and everything. From a seed to a series, it took a lot of time for us. Like 5 years back, we took more of 2019 our seed round.
Okay. Would you be comfortable to reveal the number?
Yeah, the name like Kiran and Parshuram. So we did.
Okay.
So
what was the number that you raised?
It's in few like we took 100k USD at the time. So
Acha, okay.
Then what we saw was COVID came.
Sure.
And none of the investors were doing actual investments.
Right.
Then we started seeing a lot of grants, like grants which are giving you technology with the impact in environment, agriculture, healthcare.
Right.
And we started accessing the grants. So we are, as a Marut, we are very grant friendly because all the grants want you to solve a problem.
Right.
And you need a technology to it,
Yeah.
so that you can write, you can scale them, and you have all the SDGs, like SDGs, like more of EN SDGs were there. You're trying to do something towards environment, trying to solve something in agriculture or healthcare. So we are very grant friendly, and we have got almost more than 5-6 grants. So we were accessing money through grants.
Okay.
And where investors were not coming forward. And during COVID also, we were extensively working with the drones, because when everything was standstill, like people were not coming out and everything. So governments were asking us to do disinfection with the drone, or do delivery for contaminant zones with the drone, with blood, or even at least give them water or milk to some locality. There are a lot of such requests we were getting, right? And we were actively working. So we were entire peak COVID time. We were working. We were going to all the different part, and we were actually working at the time where all the sectors were at hold. This was sector which was showing a tremendous kind of a help, where you don't need to depend a person. Actually, COVID has really helped this sector.
Awesome.
What without COVID could have taken 10 years.
Okay.
It cut down to 1-2 years, where they brought the confidence on drones. They have seen drones could helpful. They could see certain impact and difference. So that's where the lot of the focus has brought on drones aspect. And as a manufacturing, we design, like as a we design everything. And we source components like motors, propellers, batteries. Like at present, 60% we do it in India and 40% we import. So
60% is in India.
India, so we do it. So because the sector is new, and so majorly we do we design, assemble them. We are known as a manufacturers. We are like Marut is a manufacturer.
Got it.
So we sell these drones. We train people. We also help the people in getting the work.
Got it.
Like today, what we do is a villager entrepreneur comes forward. We facilitate him through a loan, through a bank. Within 15-20 days, he gets the loan.
Sure.
We provide these drones to him, and we train for 1 week.
Got it.
And give him a license, how to operate and everything. And for first 6 months to 1 year, we give them work also.
Oh.
So because what is happening is, a lot of people are new people, like their first time the entrepreneur at village level. So they have got the through bank loan this drone.
Sure.
They have to pay their EMS.
Correct.
And they don't know how to get the demand. So what we do is we tie up with all the contract farming pesticide companies like Bayer, Syngenta, IFCO. So what we do is we tell them, give us acreage, like it can be 10,000, 5,000 acres in that village. We map entrepreneurs in that locality.
Got it.
Up to 25 kilometers, 30 kilometers, they get the work.
Awesome.
So what, like Uber kind of a model, what we do. So today, that's where we see, we want the entrepreneur who's come forward, want him to be successful.
Correct.
So we handhold them for first 1 year. With the demand work, so they could recover, he could see certain money out of it. And after 6 months, 1 year, he knows how to.
I think by then he would have learned the trick and you know, made certain customer base, and people generally call back.
So that was the pattern what we have seen.
Understood.
So we were doing very customized and focused kind of for this effort, so that like in the chain, we want the dealer who is selling these units be successful. In that the training center who has started training center on behalf of us, we want to make him to successful, and the end entrepreneur who brought these drones, he has to be successful. Then end farmer who is acting has to be very nominal cost where he can afford.
Got it.
So we were everywhere, we were looking at the unit economics of them. So we were trying to help them, and we were trying to see the everywhere there is a certain kind of financial and also certain kind of a technology ease. So we have made technology where the entrepreneur doesn't need to It just need to keep the points of the field, and drone autonomously goes and does. If there is any kind of obstacle, it can detect, avoid, and it comes back to location where it starts.
Got it.
When battery is lesser than 20%, when the chemical is finished. So that's why we could train them in less than 1 week, and they go back and they start earning.
Awesome. So you spoke on how you are helping them, but because this is again a hardware, and there would be malfunctioning happening, and there could be some other challenge which you take it, and then after you start working, there is some issue that comes in the motor or something like that, right? How do you solve those?
So like your mobile phone or a laptop or a two-wheeler, three-wheeler, how do you do? We create service centers.
Okay.
So the dealer whom is selling, he'll also do servicing.
Okay.
So what we do for this since technology is new.
Yeah.
And sector like agriculture, if there is any downtime, he's gonna lose 10 to 15, minimum 10,000 per day.
Okay.
So that what we do is we create service center at district level, and we also have a technician. So what we do is on-site kind of a maintenance, on-site kind of a, more of the OEM training or any repair if needed. So you have brought a drone, you are in some Warangal or in some Guntur, technician is coming to your location.
So you service at their doorstep.
So what we're trying to do is on-site kind of a thing.
Okay.
And we want, what we're also doing is, if someone has a problem, if it is not solved within 24 hours, we are giving another unit for him to do the work.
Awesome.
So we understood is sector like agriculture, 50% is what you're gonna sell effort.
Right.
Remaining 50% is the after sale support what you provide. You need to be very reachable, accessible, access to the components, access to the more of ease of technology for him. And there are cases where people brought the drone, they were finding difficulty on the field, they were getting little paranoid of how to use and everything. So we have kept a technician 2-3 days at his location.
So this 15 days training, and then you also send
some people on site, because when you buy the drone, you go through training process, you are confident you have license.
Yeah.
But still you don't know how, on field how it will be.
Correct.
Like you have a certain kind of fear.
Right.
So we send a engineer, technical person. He'll stay with you for 1-2 days. He'll make you to do.
Wow.
And he'll try to clear all the on-field kind of the questions what you have.
Right.
Make you feel comfortable and confident.
Awesome.
And then he leaves. And sometimes if they say a day more also, we are flexible in that.
Got it.
We are very flexible in that is because we want him to be confident and successful.
Yeah.
So that the after sale, the request comes is reduced.
Okay.
During training process also, we train them how to change certain component.
Right.
How to clean up maintenance and everything.
Right.
So we want to as transparent, as clear him to understand what are the most common issues, components.
Right.
So we give them few spares also, those nozzles or propeller. Okay. So we're trying to reduce our effort in the after sales, but it's the after sales at his place and on site, technician is coming at his location and support it.
So on the sales side again, just want to understand. So you have how do I purchase? Let's say I want to purchase drone, right? I am from Nizamabad or some location and I want to purchase. How does this whole purchase process work?
First is there's a one number of ours, like 9052993665, which everywhere is there one number.
Okay.
You call up either through internet or in any of demonstration you have seen. You call.
Sure. Right.
First, we try to understand the basic details from which location.
Sure.
If you say Nizamabad,
right.
So first thing what we tell is, we have a so-and-so showroom or a dealer in Nizamabad.
Okay.
You drop in there.
Right.
He will show you physical drone.
Right.
He'll show you how it flies.
Okay.
And you can see on-field kind of a thing.
Sure.
So that lot of the product kind of a questions, price and everything physically discussed.
Right.
And we divert all the leads to dealer through because he is better handling. He can handle them better.
Correct.
And they can reach him anytime if he wants any kind of a support.
Right.
And locally he can help them in financial support, getting loans,
right,
doing maintenance, repairs, everything can be handled by them.
Fair.
So that's why we are creating a channel network of dealers, distributors and channel partners who can sell, who can provide the service, who can train them also.
Got it. Got it. And how do you identify appointing a dealer distributor? If you can help us understand
So
that.
presently we are in agri space, right?
Okay.
And we first what we see
Yeah.
in rural areas,
Right.
like in agri, people very often they use tractors.
Right.
Those
Yeah.
are tractor.
Correct. Correct.
Then they use a lot of implements.
Right.
They use a lot of harvesters.
Correct.
So what we have seen is, and there's a pesticide shops because
it. Yeah,
liquid
true,
form,
true.
seed, pesticide.
Yeah.
So any region, first what we do is we try to identify all the farm machines and implements like
Okay.
tractors, rotavators, or harvesters.
So
or
people who are
pesticide
already
shops, or yeah, so
already in the business
Yes.
handling one of these products.
Yes,
Okay.
and there are a lot of times, a lot of young agri-tech companies or young people want to take a dealership.
Right.
So there, what we say is we ask them to invest on one road,
Right.
demonstrate first,
Right.
get a feedback from the people,
Right.
whether you're able to handle them or everything.
Right.
So our mandate is you to have a physical infrastructure like a showroom
Right.
and have 1-2 units there,
Right.
and you need to have one technical person who can demonstrate
Got it.
and who can at least do the basic maintenance kind of a stuff.
Right.
So rest everything, trainings, what you need, we take care of the stuff. So like this, we have more than 60 such dealers. We are
Wow.
spread out in around 14 states at
Awesome.
present. So sitting from Hyderabad, we send drones to UP, Bihar, Assam, Himachal, Andhra, Telangana, Rajasthan. So all the agri-dependent states, what you see,
Awesome.
around 14 states, we are physically present. We have
Okay.
technical person there and dealer there,
Right.
who is selling, who is training, who is providing maintenance for them.
Great. You built your distribution channel also across.
So
how
because-
much time did it take for you to sort of do all of this? Because manufacturing a product from there going to market and then building the whole distribution channel is definitely challenging.
So-
Help us understand that
So,
journey.
It took 5 years for us almost
Okay.
to what you see today. Basically the technology needed scientific validations.
Right.
So 2018 to 2020 went
Yeah.
into all the scientific trials, doing these trials in different part of the country for pesticide, nutrient. That's where a lot of like even Prime Minister spoke in Man Ki Baat about this technology, nutrient,
Right.
like nano urea, which is helping them, and university is doing it. So 2018 to 2020 took us entire trials, product, because farmers were asking a lot of questions.
Right.
They were saying that I know you're a technology guy,
Yeah.
but I'm doubtful what you're making in agriculture. You have better knowledge than me.
Ah.
I'm doing agriculture from my forefathers. I know what exactly happens in the field. You are a good technology guy,
Right.
but whether your technology is useful to me is still a question mark. What people used to say in 2018.
Okay.
Then they were asking, like, I'm spraying 200 liters.
Right.
Will you spray same 200 liters with this drone? Okay, we said, okay, no. If you do the same thing, there is no reduction.
Right.
Then we started doing trials on, okay, I have a drone.
Right.
It is dispensing.
Right.
So should I dispense 200 liters per acre, or is there reduction on water chemical? Was the first question.
Okay.
Second is when I'm dispensing, there is a certain nozzle, right? There
Yeah.
are thousands of nozzles.
Correct.
Which nozzle? Because with the nozzles, it gives certain gaps in between.
Right.
So the farmer, once he knows you have sprayed, certain areas are gaps.
Right.
You won't agree.
Correct.
So that's where I'm saying, like, okay, when I'm using certain kind of a thing, whether it is uniformly spraying
Yeah. Correct.
is the thing. Or third, when I'm spraying, it can drift.
Correct. Yeah. It falls into the somebody
Neighbor
else's-
crop.
Correct. Yeah.
And in every neighbor crop is a different crop.
Correct.
So how much it is drifting away, and is any impact on flora, fauna, birds,
Yeah.
soil, near water body?
Right.
Like example, during COVID time in Eluru, there were a lot of people were complaining, saying that people are doing a lot of the health issue was vomitings, different came.
Oh.
Because there's water body, the other side people were spraying in agriculture. The chemical fall on the water. The other side, other part of the villages were having different kind of symptoms.
Okay.
People thought there is a new kind of virus have come from Andhra. There were a lot of panic about it.
Yeah.
It's basically the chemical which is in the air.
Right.
It's coming on soil, water. So
Right.
the 5-6 such problem statements we took.
Yeah.
Then we were working 2018 to 2020. Then we published SOPs, books
Okay.
through university,
Right.
and that's where government of India was also taking us serious. Okay, you did a product
Yeah.
which have scientific validated on impact on chemical, water, and farmer
Right.
how much is saving.
Okay.
Because government also wants in agriculture double the income of farmer.
Correct. Yeah.
So we were saying like you can only double once you reduce certain cost in input.
Correct.
Reduce certain intervention like a technology like this.
Right.
Because the farmer doesn't have this, like the challenge at present the farmer is in 50-60.
Right.
He can't do himself spraying.
Yeah.
Like carrying 15-20 kg, doing for
man, that's
5-6
too
hours.
heavy. Yeah.
It's very hard work.
Correct. Yeah.
And none of the young guys wants to do it.
True. Very true.
They don't want to do any hard work what their father, grandfather did.
Very true. Yeah.
And second challenge is there's no labor, agricultural labor in rural areas.
Right.
Because people are earning more than people don't want to do that hard work.
Correct.
So what is happening in agriculture is there is no people who can work.
Right.
So when that, and spraying is a mandatory.
Yeah. Without that,
Pest,
you can't
disease, nutrient is there and all stuff.
Correct.
But before COVID, earlier, like in Andhra, people used to come from Bihar, Orissa, UP. In post-COVID, all people left.
Is it? Okay.
You don't find people.
Acha.
So
there's no local talent out there.
They don't want to do agriculture. They want to. I'm saying like I'm a 10th guy. I'm an intermediate guy. Why should I carry and do this?
True. Makes sense. Yeah.
So this technology is really solving the farmer problem. Like he has to spray. He's not able to find people.
Right.
He is catching hold one time. When he has to do second time, third time, this guy is disappeared. Some other. He's occupied with some other work.
Right. Right.
So that's where the 2020 what has happened is one is COVID started. 2021 and that. Second, there's a problem called locust attack.
Yeah.
In all the Rajasthan, Jaipur and everything.
Yeah, there was that news across. Locust attack was happening.
So they've tried all helicopters and everything.
Okay.
Government of India realized, okay, these guys have used some drone which can spray.
Right.
So they reached out and COVID time happening 2021 to 2022 peak.
Right.
And we have sent team. They've struggled a lot.
Okay.
People are not giving water, food. There's no places to eat food outside. So we sent a couple of drones. We were working early mornings, late evenings.
Okay.
It got controlled.
Got it.
That's where Government of India got little confidence. Okay, drone is helping us in COVID time.
Right.
Helped us in the more of locust time.
Right.
What these guys were doing earlier. Okay, this is a problem came just now. They're trying to solve.
Yeah.
But actually, what they are doing it.
Right.
That's where first interaction we got with the Prime Minister was in 2022.
Sure.
We were trying to show him the more of how people can be employed at a rural area and work with existing farmer.
Right.
And earn money more than what people are earning in the city.
Right.
That's where in 2022 first interaction, then they've got little understood, okay, we have did a lot of assistance to farmer, but we never gave assistance in terms of his problem.
Got it.
So that's where the 2022 first meeting went and a lot of front and back the ministry's meeting happened.
Okay.
And that's where they've said, okay, let us make it as a legal, the equipment can be used by everyone.
Right.
But that needs certification, everything.
Correct.
So then in 2023 again we met. By then the first thing is we made you legal.
Right.
Are you there everywhere? Are you selling this?
Yeah.
Then said like, sir, in agri the challenge is people are looking at subsidy.
Right.
Like
yeah.
you provide subsidy for a tractor, harvest machine.
Correct. Yeah.
So people are expecting a certain subsidy on it.
Right.
Then I said like, why can't you add it? Was the one line what Prime Minister said to the ministry people when they were interacting and everything. That led to add this product in all the existing schemes.
Awesome.
Like any tractor, how you are getting tractor, harvest machine. People buy a harvest machine of 1 crore, 2 crore,
right.
40-50% subsidy.
Yeah.
So that's where we created a package of a drone, multiple batteries, training, insurance, entire as a 10 lakh. So that's where every bank is giving a loan of 10 lakh rupee to the user at non-collateral loan and accessing it. And people get subsidy of 40-50%. So that 2023 second interaction.
Got it.
Then 2024 again we got one more interaction. By then they've said like, okay, we have made you legal, we'll provide you the subsidy, but it is not helping you much.
Right.
That's where Government of India came up with Women's Bill. They've started pushing this to self-help women.
Okay.
So women which was earning 500 rupees per day.
Right.
Start earning 5,000 to 10,000 rupees per day.
Now can be trained on the drone, and she can use this,
Yeah.
own this and use this and earn by spraying or planting.
Yeah, so to the end farmer supporting.
Got
so there were women now, they earn more than the husband. Earlier they used to depend on husband.
That's good.
Now husband is dependent on the wife's
That's a good news,
employment
yeah.
and everything.
Right.
So that's where like you think of they're earning 500 per day to 5,000-6,000 per day. That's a shift this technology has brought, and working in their own village.
मैंने लाल किले से देश की ग्रामीण बहनों को ड्रोन दीदी बनाने की घोषणा की थी और मैंने देखा कि इतने कम समय में ये हमारी गांव की बहनों ने 10वीं कक्षा पास है, कोई 11वीं कक्षा पास है, कोई 12वीं कक्षा क्या है, और हजारों बहनों ने ड्रोन चलाना सीख लिया। तो ये जो ड्रोन दीदी है ना, वो नमन करने का मन करे इतना जल्दी से वो सीख रही है, और मेरे लिए तो ये ड्रोन दीदी को नमन का कार्यक्रम है। हमारी खेती वैज्ञानिक होगी, आधुनिक होगी, टेक्नोलॉजी वाली, और जब माताएं बहनें करती है ना, फिर तो सब लोग इस बात को मान जाते हैं।
Awesome. I think that's a good piece of work from you guys. In fact, on helping even women come into this and sort of earn using your drones. Great job. Great job.
So one thing what has happened is the state government, central governments,
Right.
which are making certain policies.
Yeah.
They're very friendly towards industry.
Yeah.
Like us, there are few more entrepreneurs who were together educating them. They're very open to listen. When the starting days of regulation also, they were in the mindset of, okay, let us do it.
Sure.
If there's some problem comes, we can accommodate it. Like example, what you see today, Ukraine, people are using drones for
Yeah.
warfare, Israel. So I'm saying like everybody has a fear.
Right.
Like drones can also.
In fact, I was having this question in mind, and I was about to ask this one. So when you started itself, right, and you also mentioned restricted area, etc. Usually people feel insecure when they see drone. We don't know if it is right, wrong, safe, whatever, right? And in fact, I still remember having visited one of the weddings. A drone was flying and to capture photos and all that. But one of the neighbors complained that I don't know if it is safe or not. Do you guys even have permission? So how did you even start there? Thinking drone is there and I'll be able to fly it in civilian zone.
So when we started, definitely it looks like you're carrying a gun, public space, and you're carrying it.
Yeah.
Similar thought process, people, and our drones are big drones.
Right.
They're visible.
Yeah.
They're not small drones like your wedding drones. These are big drones which are 30 kg, 20 kg, 30 kg
Wow.
drone. It's physically visible.
Right.
So there are many cases in 2017, 18, 19 when we are traveling from one place to other place. The traffic police guys catch hold and they'll send to police station saying that they're carrying something equipment which looks like something they cannot do.
You had that instance.
Many
you visited?
incidents. We go to police
interesting.
station, show them, we say like we're trying to work for the government.
I think
we are
problems of entrepreneur.
so then they try to understand. They want to they see what your previous you did. Then they understood you're working for the government for a certain problem and everything.
Yeah.
So the starting days also why people allowed us was even on water bodies, a lot of criminal things are there. You can't dispense anything because there's aquatic life.
Right. Yeah.
There's environment like people like you're dispensing something.
Yeah.
So first when we took the problem of dengue malaria, it was very intense problem.
Okay.
People are passing away in same family. One guy got dengue within 24 hours, 40 hours, 2-3 people have passed away.
Right.
And if you see, there's a fever hospital here. People are keeping the slippers for almost 1.5 kilometer line for getting treatment tested.
Oh man.
That I'm saying like the problem was so intense. When you go and say I have certain solution, certain technology
Yeah.
to reduce it, control it.
Right.
Government were the first people saying like, okay, let us think of it something. But we were also thinking that. But
Interesting. Yeah.
when we first went and spoke and everything, they said like, do you think you're only guy who made a technology? this is dengue, malaria is there from before independence, from 50, 60, 70 years.
Okay.
We are having this problem.
Right.
Do you think
Your technology solves
nobody
it.
has solved it and you could have solved? Was the
Yeah.
first perspective. We were thinking that they will first people
Appreciate,
to appreciate, adopt and everything. No, they first say like, don't think of you did something, you'll solve.
Right.
Then okay, we were trying to see the problem. Like example, people of this side, high-tech Gachipoli, they're very active on Twitter, right?
Right.
So they were trying to post like, and they were complaining it. They were trying to keep a lot of sensitizing them more and everything. So one of the zonal commissioners here in Shelingapalli, they said like, okay, you have something now.
Yeah.
Let us try in one place.
Got it. Okay.
Let us see feedback.
Sure.
But we might not pay you. I was like, fine. We are, by then we have not created a company also with that. And we said, okay, let's do it. First we started with Miapur.
Okay.
Surprising, when we have used drone and everything covered one day, the entomologists started saying that, sir, 70% reduction. And we ourselves we said like
70%?
reduction of mosquito. I said like, we did one day work.
Okay.
We use the same chemical what you're using it. Just that you were only covering 1/4, we are covered entire water body and stuff and everything. Then the zonal commissioner also said,
సార్ ఇది ఏంటంటే సార్ ప్యూర్గా డ్రోన్ కాదు సార్. అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే మస్కిటోస్ని డ్రోన్స్ ద్వారా డైరెక్ట్గా ఐడెంటిఫై చేయలేం సార్. వీళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారంటే ఒక సెన్సార్స్ పెడతారు సార్. ఎక్కడెక్కడ పెడతారంటే కెనాల్స్ పక్కన, లేక్స్ పక్కన, ఎక్కడైతే వాటర్ ఇండేషన్ ఏరియాస్ ఉన్నాయో ఒక సెన్సార్స్ పెట్టి అందులో మస్కిటోస్ని క్యాప్చర్ చేసి అక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి లార్వా డెన్సిటీ ఫస్ట్ ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తారు సార్. ఆ లార్వా డెన్సిటీ ద్వారా హీట్ మ్యాప్ తయారు చేసి ఎక్కడైతే ఎక్కువ లార్వా ఉందో అక్కడ ఆటోమేటిక్గా డ్రోన్ వెళ్ళి పంపించేస్తారు.
ఇది వాటర్ హైసింత్ కూడా సార్. గుర్రపు డెక్క కూడా ఎండిపోతుంది. గుర్రపు డెక్క ఎండిపోవడం వల్ల చాప వల్ల వేసినట్టు వేసి గుంజేస్తున్నారు.
హౌ మచ్ ఇది అవుతుంది, ఎంత చేయగలుగుతున్నారు దాంట్లో మొత్తం గుర్రపు డెక్క? హౌ మచ్ యు కెన్ ఎరాడికేట్? 100%
100% వెళ్ళిపోతుంది సార్. కానీ పిరియాడికల్లీ చేయాలి. అంటే గుర్రపు డెక్క కొంచెం ఉన్న కూడా వచ్చేస్తుంది కదా సార్.
వాట్ ఈస్ ది మాన్యువల్ కాస్ట్, వాట్ ఈస్ ది మెషిన్ కాస్ట్?
మాన్యువల్ కాస్ట్ కి 25 lakhs 30 lakhs అవుతుంది. ఇది డ్రోన్ తోటి అయితే మీకు ఒక ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఒక 2-3 lakhs అయిపోతుంది సార్.
చాలా కాస్ట్ ఎఫెక్టివ్ సార్.
ఇది చాలా కాస్ట్ ఎఫెక్టివ్.
Why can't you do it immediately all our areas?
MAUDs
No, not only MAUD, irrigation, all canals. You can do this.
like, okay, let's try in different places. Like, you might be lucky here. Some other things might have worked out.
One question here, 70% reduction, how did he measure? As in,
So generally
honestly,
they
I'm
have
not aware.
a measure of the very manual measure. They take it in a spoon of cup kind of a thing.
Okay.
In the volume they measure. They
Sample
have
they pick up.
sample and they do certain combination of it and try to tell density of a mosquito.
Acha.
And they will say male, females are this much and everything.
Sure.
But it is visible.
Right.
Earlier when you go there, you are doing like this. Still today also you go to Pragati Nagar, Kukatpalli, you can't sip a coffee or tea or stand outside after 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Because that part was not under GHMC where we have not taken up and everything. So you go to Kukatpalli, Pragati Nagar in 6 o'clock and come again 8 o'clock to other part of the city. You see the difference. You can't stand outside for 5-10 seconds also. That's the difficulty what they go through.
Okay.
So first we started with Miapur.
Okay.
Then we did. People said like it's worked well, reduced it.
Right.
Then the zonal commissioner also said let's try 2-3 places more.
Okay.
So then we did in Malakam Cheru. Then we did in Kukatpalli, different places and everything.
Sure.
What has happened is slowly people who are this side
Yeah.
and their cousins on the other side and everything.
Right. Right.
So they were getting a lot of letters to the GHMC commissioner office and everything. A letter with signature saying that what you did in Miapur, can you do it in Elbinagar the same? Can you do it in Suchitra same?
Wow.
Because we saw the saying that the reduction happened, reduced. So that you get like this lot of letters and everything.
Right.
Again the commissioner calls and says,
Right.
and we said you might be having technology but we can't adopt because we have some 3,000 odd people working as workers.
Right.
Already they think we are removing people.
Oh.
You're saying you'll do something but it's directly impacts them.
Impacting their livelihood.
So by then it was 6-7 months. We were having a lot of rapport with the workers and everything. They said like the government, the commissioner said is like we'll make you interact with them.
Right.
If you can convince them, we don't have a problem in adopting.
Right.
But if they are not convinced and everything, we can't adopt it.
Yeah.
It might be best of the best technology,
Correct.
but we can't replace. Then
Fair point, and that's definitely a challenge because so many people's livelihood is dependent on the work.
2,000, 3,000 people in one room.
Yeah.
By then we started showing lot of incidents because lot of their own people who passed away because a lot of contagious diseases. They get into water. There's snake bites. There's a lot of people drunk and they go inside, they submerge because they going through a lot of challenge. So and they earn 12,000 to 14,000 and they end up spending more in health, doing a lot of people 2-3 lakh also they spend.
Okay.
So we started talking, showing them. So what we are saying is we are never asking the government people to replace you.
Right.
So we are trying to, and there's a lot of the codes also says like manual scavenging is not allowed. You can't, they don't allow you inside soon.
Right.
So and we are trying to help you by spreading whatever you're doing it with the technology, and they're going to use you in another way.
Right.
Rather you getting into the trouble and a lot of health concerns. So they understood and everything. It was more of saying that okay, we will see.
Sure.
If you some way they'll say they replace us, then you should voluntarily withdraw because it's gonna livelihood of people. And
Right.
This we never want. If something comes to us also understanding, we will definitely withdraw. We don't want. We are not here to
take your livelihood,
take over your livelihood and everything stuff. That's started like that. Then a lot of the community, the society people have started appreciating because earlier when they go and ask some water, some tea, people used to get irritated because they feel is complaining you are not solving. And you're coming and asking something in favor. Why do I should do it? Kind of thing. From that place, after 6 months, 1 year, people are offering them, calling them, making them sit and talk and water, tea. So that's a shift they themselves said like, sir, before the effort what we used to do, people never appreciate or understand. Now at least they're trying to see we are actually helping them in that where they are and the work what we do, they really empathy or they're trying to show that kind of gratitude towards us. So that's the shift what we have seen. From there they started using it and everything. So that's also when you bring a technology, you think things will make you change. It takes its own kind of more on-ground challenges, making them adopt, making them understand, and trying to go through very detail where you're trying to, you can't directly say you're replacing people's life and everything. That's where it took us a little more time and everything. So every use case had that kind of adoption challenge.
Got it.
And it took us its own, like example, Agri took 5 years to see a use case which is there. The dengue malaria took 6 months to 1 year. Like the few problems which we have initiated have still not taken the maturity, like drone delivery. So they were appreciating, but they don't know how to pay. Whether have to pay per kilometer, per sortie, per kg. Still they don't know. That's why still the use case has not matured. Regulation also is not matured yet because you're sending a drone to unknown place and delivering and coming back. No matter, a lot of things can happen. Privacy to the more of something crash, something which a lot of challenges are there. Still, regulation is the challenge. There it's called BVLOS, what they say, beyond visual line of sight, where you're sending a drone. And in afforestation also, we're planting it, but they were having a lot of other challenge. They don't have budget first.
Example of challenges there?
Like example, you're releasing a seed ball. But how do you tell a survival rate? Because it's end of the day you're not watering them. It's based on rainfall, based stuff and everything. The survival rate is reduced. So we have to work with the forest officer, understand the biodiversity there, local species there, only use them, increase the more of the survival rate of what you're planting them. And there the problem was every year summer there is forest. You might be hearing of California fires, Amazon forest.
Correct.
Even in India, every forest has a forest fires in summer. So why animals, like very often you see in TV, the tiger has come out, leopard has come out.
Correct.
Like
they come into the village or something like
that. Why?
That.
Because you don't have green cover. You don't have green cover for them in the forest area. Deforested, forest fires. So they are coming out. People are attacking them. So what we thought is the actual green cover we have to increase in the forest areas. And this forest people never went and planted. Like bird has thrown a seed.
It actually happens organically.
Seed, or through helicopters they've released seed balls.
Right,
Like example,
right.
in Mahbubnagar there's a forest called Pillanmari.
Okay.
20 years back, Air Force people dropped seed balls. Now today it's a dense forest.
Got
Like even KBR Park, the people never planted manually.
Is it? Okay.
So I'm saying like the forests, still you see the good amount of lung space or the green cover is in forested.
Right.
We thought, can we increase more green cover? That's what the contribution we could do. And that's where we started doing it. We went, because of this use case, we went to multi-state. We went to Arunachal Pradesh.
Okay.
Limitation, you can only work for few hours, 10 to 1, 2, because there
Right.
is still sensitivity of local issue there.
Yeah.
Then we, like one use case took us one couple of states, one use case took us few more states. Few use cases are more prominent in northern region.
Understood.
Few use cases like Agri was more prominent in southern when we started.
Right.
That's why the problem statement which you have taken has took us different places.
Understood.
And across a lot of people has supported. Like example, when we are doing like this dengue, malaria, we don't know what exactly the mosquito itself. And there are a lot of scientific people, lot of the people in our journey. Like if you see the success of Marut is because of back there's some 300, 500 people supporting us at different places, different direction. That's where like people definitely want to support.
Right.
So one thing what we have seen is our ask has to be very specific, quantifiable,
Right.
so that people can keep effort in supporting us or telling you. So
Right.
when you have generic, it's very difficult for anyone to support or come forward and help you. That
Right.
is what we have seen. So that's why our things were very small, very quantifiable, measurable
Right.
ask, so that smallest thing is you connect someone
Right.
or help someone, that small thing. So but from there it has grown. Like example, if you see how did we solve the problem and create a sector, create a certain revenues out of it, is because of a different places, different hierarchy places, which can be government, corporate, even customer.
Right.
All these people have helped us.
Awesome. So, Prem, while drones are contributing a lot on agri, healthcare, and other sectors, afforestation, etc., defense also, it's a very big use case. In fact, we see Russia-Ukraine war happening, and drones are being used big time. So, is Marut working towards that in any way, in empowering India's defense?
So, like defense has been using drones from
Yeah.
Israel, from US. We've been hearing and everything.
Right.
So if you see earlier, having people in defense was a big strength.
Correct.
These days, having drones.
Right.
If you see what is happening in Ukraine, Russia, with big tankers of like crores of tanker.
Right.
A smallest drone
Yeah.
is coming and hitting and crashing it.
Right.
So then the technology is evolved a lot.
Right.
The next warfare is by air and by water.
Yeah.
And drones are very critical. The asset for the wars to be defended and everything. So there's a drone and anti-drone technology. Both things are most needed.
Okay.
So like you see every day, if you go to X and you type drone space BSF, every day drone comes from Punjab, from Pakistan.
Oh.
To crosses the border, delivers what money to all the things and everything. And there's anti-drone technology was what been used by defense.
Okay.
So in drones also they're using it for surveillance first, because we have sensitive borders.
Right.
And we have a lot of more of the borders to monitor and everything.
Correct.
And earlier people were watching it because of drone becoming smart, where they
Right.
can go and you have a ML. AI technology, ML, where you can see deviation, any of the stuff, any something is happening.
Right, right.
So extensively used in surveillance. Next, they're using for delivery, carrying to the mountains, like can be rifles to food, or any kind of a stuff. If
Right,
some
right.
accident happens or some like more of casualty happens, they can carry people from one place to other place.
Yeah,
from the delivery
yeah,
point of
yeah,
view.
yeah.
Third, using all these FPV or using more of the different more of drones for releasing some, like there's a mine, they detect and automatically go and crashes it. So
Right.
like something explosive which is there,
Right.
rather risking like what you had in Pulwama
Yeah. Correct.
attack, and more of what you see different. So where drones have become very smart.
Right.
And there's an advancement happening, like this technology like Swarm, like one programming software is allowing thousands and drones doing certain activity.
Right.
They detect,
Right.
automatically do an action.
Right.
Like example, the Swarm technology can, in a blink of eyes, come and crashes.
Got it.
That's where you saw in Ukraine and Russia.
Got it.
So that's where I'm saying next warfare is through drones,
Right.
which is already is proven in countries like Israel and Ukraine and Russia at present. So India is also equipping this with the drones. We as a company were working in the surveillance, delivery.
Right. Right.
Since we work, we do not wanted to share in the public spaces the works what we are very sensitive to the
Got
thing.
it.
And but the underwater or in the air, the two kinds of drones are already worked,
Got it.
and a lot of the use cases have been created, because like in defense, industrial, civilian, drones are must, helping in terms of like simplifying the process, efficiency, doing for inspection, surveillance, delivery, and doing tomorrow activities like firefighting, painting. So all different kind of use case which we're going to see in next 5-6 years.
Right.
So today only few use case in defense and civilian space, but every sector going to adopt this technology,
Right.
where we could see that difference.
So is Marut working towards empowering India's defense?
So we are working towards the surveillance, delivery drones,
Acha,
and
okay.
already we are working with few partners.
Right. Right.
So we're trying to provide the solution.
Awesome.
So so majorly it's a very customized solutions what we are trying to build for them.
Okay.
So the products and everything which we have is in the civilian space, but in the defense space is very customized with the requirement what we are.
So you're already working on that.
Yeah.
right? Fantastic journey of Marut. In fact, I feel firstly this is a very different category as a business altogether. While on one side you're solving a problem, but there are multiple challenges across. Adoption of it, cost of it, manufacturing in itself is a challenge because you got to get parts from other countries, and then ensuring the final use case for the problem why it came into existence. Getting to that level again, you have so many layers of people that you have to clear and get to that place. I think great contribution from you and your team. I want to take us a little step back and sort of want to understand your journey. If you can sort of, you passed out of IIT, right? And a couple of co-founders also that are there with you. Why don't you throw a little more light on your journey? How did you even land up starting Marut, right? Speak about your IIT probably.
So like everybody I did definitely.
Firstly, I want to stop you here. Ask you how tough was getting into IIT.
See, we never felt it was tough.
Okay.
And we did not realize also that it was tough enough, because like everyone like at 10th, 11th, 12th,
Right.
JEE, IIT JEE was
Yeah.
there, and thanks to parents, they don't make you feel uncomfortable or difficulty in getting into any kind of stuff. And so till IIT I never felt that it's tough, difficult.
So you're a studious student then.
No, I'm saying like we would see. I'm saying like every other exam we have wrote this as one more exam and
Sure.
everything, and we kept the effort towards it. It's not that like casually it comes out or something.
Yeah.
And because we see very often people doing long terms, multiple times and everything.
Yeah.
So in the first attempt we got, and
Wow.
I did. I've chosen ECE, and in all the IITs, ECE is at only one place called Guwahati.
Acha, okay.
You land up in place there, and people say, why did you choose this? And because back then, people whom we know, people used to say because of decision and everything, they said ECE is best. So you kept ECE, and there's only one counseling. You don't have second, third counselings and everything.
Right.
So then after landing up there, you understand, okay, you have chosen ECE, that's why you come here.
Okay.
And among all the subjects, definitely ECE is little needs a lot of effort.
Sure.
It's not there. And did my 4 years there, and I was doing a lot of more of roles at IIT level also.
Acha,
Very active there, and that's why I know 3 years below my batch. 3 years above my batch. So almost 6 to 7 years batches. I know very well people. So
Awesome.
there. So then, as a placement, I worked in data wind. I used to make tab pieces, Akash too, for education point of view.
Okay.
Then, so one more co-founder of mine who want to make a filmmaker, and so he also was working in Samsung.
Okay.
Sai.
Who's
So
that?
Sai.
Acha, okay.
So we both started a film production company.
Okay.
The intention is to make films, and him as a director, and we produce more films and bring more people like him.
So you
as a
started
film.
Raasta
Films
Studio.
as a first.
Films as a first.
Raasta Films is a
Raasta
start.
Films, okay.
Yeah. So then.
Which year was this?
2012 and.
Fresh out of the college or?
Worked and then started
Acha.
after working there. And
How much time did you spend working for company?
Almost a year.
Almost a year.
Yeah, we worked,
Okay.
and then we started same like anybody starts with a 2 BHK house,
Acha.
took and everything. And
Okay.
the intention is he makes films. I more of take over more of the other aspects of the running a company, bringing.
Sure.
Intention was to make films only.
Right.
But in the course, what has happened is you become misfit. You are too educated for the sector what you are. What I feel is that we needed as much as dumb people or as much of people who want to learn, who want to. Wherever you go,
So
they say like you're technology guys.
You
you're
got to
educated
unlearn
guy.
and learn, is it?
Then people say is like I can definitely give you a software to build. I can definitely give you a product to build. But should I think I have to wisely think to make you give a project like making a film or a product? Then we saw a gap.
Okay.
Entire digital was happening right in 2012 back then and everything. So then what we did is okay, we'll make films, but let us also see the space where a lot of people, companies, B2B companies, or people want videos for communication.
Yeah.
So we saw, and then by then the sector what we saw was all the artists. It can be your editors, filmmakers, and everything. Are individuals are good at their work.
Correct.
But if you ask them, if then they're not well, no insurances. None of the people have any consistent money, so they don't
Right.
have any loans.
Yeah.
They can't get. So then we saw the space. There is a same Hyderabad, the other city like high-tech city Madhapur. You see all the people running every day for the jobs, and they earn money.
Right.
And they have a work for a company. Rather, they're not so intellect, but they get a job, they get a loan, they get insurance, they get stuff. So
Yeah.
then we realized, okay, this is a sector where there is no structure. Either they want to go films, or they are freelancers. There is
Right.
so we created a company called Raasta Studios.
Raasta Studios.
The intention is we bring all the artists,
Right.
writers, filmmakers, other stuff, employ them, work for the project, have all the benefits like how IT employee is getting.
Typical employee
Employees
gets.
getting.
Awesome.
And all these artists are very good, and they become more of a certain kind of a thing. So when they're very good, they'll start journey.
Yeah.
Then they can become a seniors. They can
Right.
help the people. They can become more of a like project managers, come and everything. They can get the work done.
Right.
So, but if you see, that's the extremes. Like either they're too good, and when they're not well and everything, that you see stories of like he's not able to afford for his food, health, and other stuff.
Yeah.
So to bridge that we created it. So we had a
So you basically made an organized sector of
yeah.
sorts.
So because every guy who handles a camera says I'm a filmmaker or
Right.
I'm doing a wedding.
Right.
So it was for us also very challenge in the times of 2012 to 2016, 17.
Yeah.
Neither you're not a journalist.
Yeah.
Like your parents can't introduce you. My son does a journalist.
Right.
Neither you're not a wedding guy.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do. So they don't know what exactly to be called.
No, in
also.
fact, I started doing podcasts now, and I meet and see so many creative guys. They're super talented.
Yeah.
But yeah, they need work.
So then 2012, 13, when we started doing content and everything.
Right.
So then we have started with 2 people. Then we understood so we were getting a lot of requests. Like,
Okay.
And we were only focusing on one thing. I'm saying like people are asking us to do graphic.
Yeah.
People are asking us to do distribution.
Right.
Like you're making content, na? Why
Yeah.
can't you do social media? Why can't you do this and everything?
Ah.
So we felt like, why did we initiate it? We initiated is to bring all the creative people at one place,
Right.
create a content for the businesses.
Correct.
Let's stick to that.
Yeah.
And that's where agencies which were onboarding customers, which does all the strategy, graphic, distribution, and they were reaching us for content. Companies reaching us for corporate films, product videos,
Yeah.
or the more of 2D animations, 3D animations. That's where the journey started there. So we had almost one point of, we are more than pre-COVID, 17, 18, we had around 70, 80 people kind of thing. Where
Wow.
you have there, still we have as a company Raasta Studios. Through Raasta Films, we did couple of films.
So Raasta Studios is a separate business unit and
Raasta
Films,
Films, yeah,
Raasta
separate.
Films is separate business.
Yeah.
How are these two different?
See, films, we want to make feature films.
Acha.
Studios, we want to make content for businesses.
So
Like it can be all your ad films, commercials, corporate films.
Corporate film, okay.
Company, like any B2B kind of a
understood. I think I was going through your website and I have seen phenomenal big brand names are your clients. And honestly, I was speaking to someone other day at my office, and I was saying, hey, you know what, Prem's gonna come on the show, and I was speaking about Marut Drones and all. He firstly didn't recognize, honestly speaking, because he was not that drone person. But moment I spoke about Raasta Studio and Raasta Film, he's like, oh bro, they charge premium. So that was the first thing, and I was like, wow. So you charge premium and you have such big clientele.
So every time a lot of people, like I'll tell you, so the same thing when I go to like Novotel.
Right.
Can I say you charge premium to me? You have chosen, you have come to me.
Yeah.
And you want the best of the best for
No, so I
the experience you want.
then let me add a point, right? When he said they charge premium, he also meant the quality of it.
Yeah.
He also meant quality of it because he is also in the same business, podcast studios and video production, etc.
Yeah.
So he knows the quality.
So for us, like definitely we have started with few thousands to do few lakhs
Right,
kind of
right,
project
right,
to
right,
start
right.
and everything. See, we it took us 2013 to 2016, 17 the entire part to create a brand like as Raasta in city here.
Yeah.
And it also took us connect a lot of people.
Got
Like
it.
we are dealing with a lot of CEOs,
Yeah.
all the decision makers, government officials, IS officers.
Right.
So we get a lot of weird also, like we get a request for hiring from a doctors, IS officers, lawyers. Like I'm getting bored, I want to act, I want to edit, I want to do it. So we get a lot of such requests also there.
Wow.
So there definitely we have created the Raasta Studios as a brand, as a Raasta.
Okay.
Is over the years, we never thought we want to do this kind of thing. It's became more of a natural process for us.
Awesome.
But ultimately we were thinking like, okay, we have to create a film. So that's we again took a hard stop saying like, okay, we are Raasta Films is we want to make it feature film. So we have made a feature films also. One of the film you can see in Amazon Prime is a Pachis, which we have made.
Pachis.
And then we are so now we're thinking like every year we'll produce one film, like either someone who director can come, we invest as a producer and we do it,
Right.
or we want to bring few like-minded people as a producers and do it. So we have Raasta Studios, Raasta Films out there, in there. And 2018 when we have started this Marut, I trying to solve the problem and everything. Went back, but then we have two other people, Naren and Sai. So like,
Right.
okay, I wanted to solve this problem. We never thought we'll start this company or something.
Right.
And trying to solve this problem. Okay, fine and everything. And from everything what you do in Raasta, and then slowly you're trying to solve problem to taking a lot of energy. In 2018 to 19, the transition happened, and they said like, we'll handle it. Better you handle that, and trying to do something where, because starting of 2018-19, everybody, the emotion was you're trying to solve actually the problem where you're experiencing it.
Right. Yeah.
And someone is trying to solve, and everybody is ready to come forward to support. What do you want? What sort of support you need?
Right.
Actually, that kind of 18 to 19.
Yeah.
And then when we started raising seed, then when you have seed and when you have paying customer like a GHMC there and everything, you have to create all the structures.
Correct.
You can't do it. That's where we started getting and the first employee also he has some news clip of Telugu and he sent it. So I've not did BTech, but I can come and work with you. So he come.
Okay.
So in Raasta or Marut, we never asked a degree.
Okay.
We never asked more of everything. The hiring or people on board was also exceptional.
Right.
So we feel is okay. We talk to him. We feel confident.
Yeah.
We bring him, and definitely like if he was 100% better, he could have been Google, Microsoft. Something is
right.
there.
Something is missing. Yeah.
Missing. That's why I'm saying like okay, let them work and
right.
Whether like collective people that each guy has some pros and cons, strengths and everything.
Yeah.
So let's collectively work that thought process. Even Marut is starting also. We actually the first few employees were also till today also educational qualification is a secondary for us. We want the passionate and people who little can keep the effort and be self-confident.
Right. Yeah.
That passion what drives us and everything there. So that's where it took us. So 2018 to 19, the transition to Marut. Then again, so every time started is with the batchmates. So me and Sai started Raasta.
Right.
Then Naren joined us
in Raasta itself.
Raasta. So Naren is the CEO for now. Raasta. Then when we started Marut, then I said Sai as a co-founder. Then we brought one more batchmate of IIT who was in Kolkata.
Okay.
So then Suraj. So me, Prem, Sai and Suraj started Marut. From there it started. So it took its own sweet time and everything. And Hyderabad people are seeing hustling us from, so entire Raasta is bootstrapped. We never raised money.
Wow.
So Marut again, when we thought of, okay, for 10 years we bootstrapped something. Same bootstrap thing, can it work? Because of hardware, because of lot of money was going in R&D, lot of building it and everything. We thought, okay, here we have to raise it.
Right.
So after raising certain seed, again we see market is not at all responding. They're saying hardware, they're saying the regulation, they're saying maturity of the space, will you make money, when do you start make money and everything. Right. That's where we started from 2019 with 10 lakh, 40 lakh, 50, 2 crores, 5 crores. Till 2014 we were at 25 crores. That's where we onboarded a VC 24 to 25. Like 4 or 5 months back, we had a Series A 6.2 million from Marut from a low capital VC.
Right.
That's where the scale started building it. We're hiring a lot of professionals and everything.
Right.
So now we're at a stage where we have around 150 to 200 people in Marut.
In Marut alone?
Marut alone. In Raasta we have around 40 people now. So
roughly about 240, 250 people working in both the companies together.
Yeah. So the pattern also is when everything was so high at Raasta, COVID came.
Yeah.
Communication was less. And what Marut was trying to do. So the two, like everything was like a sine wave, it is going up and down.
Right.
So we were also coming back again. So then again we hit back in Raasta. So we started doing what we were doing like and we have in Raasta also we tried with all the content in medium of a live shoot, animation, VR, 360, all we tried. And we were too early in terms of VR, AR content.
Yeah.
So we were too early with the live streaming into multi-platforms.
Right.
So in 2017 itself, when you do live, same time you are doing live in your Facebook, in your like more of a Twitter, YouTube, everything is a.
Oh, all the platforms were integrated and you were
in one go.
Streaming it across.
Streaming it at one go itself. So during COVID, we did not pivot and make it a live stream platform. This is like we fell there. We were too involved in creation of content, not as a tech there and everything. But that's all learnings what we have. And
so that was that could have been a product, but you kind of failed to scale.
Yeah, we did not do that. AR, VR, we were doing devotional content in VR. Doing all your pujas in 360 VR.
As
people in handset sitting here, you can experience what is a puja in your Siddhivinayak or in more of a Chilkur kind of thought process.
Okay.
So it's in 2017, 18 I'm doing VR content. remotely people experience it.
Too early to the market.
Up
is it?
there, so we were also, and that also happens for us.
Okay.
So we saw those things, and traditional place where you do media as a content. Technology adopted, but not productized
Understood.
or scaled
Understood.
it that fast.
Understood.
And space was evolving. COVID brought rest, everything got halt.
Right.
Communications was the last thing where people were looking at.
Okay.
And again, post COVID started people. Everybody became very digital savvy. They're making themselves videos with the phones.
Right.
Everybody started doing DIY kind of videos. So then
Right.
you have to again re-adopt there.
Yeah.
Make it more niche content. People can have to pay.
Yeah.
So all these ad commercials, what you see. So in the course, we have had more than 200, 300 customers from IKEA, from ISBs to like Amazon. We had different customers there.
Honestly, when I was looking at Raasta Studios website, I was like getting goosebumps. Yaar, matlab, big clients, IKEA, ISB, you name the company, it's there on your website. I'm like, what are you guys doing really there? And you mentioned you are a bootstrapped.
Yeah.
Would you mind sharing what was the capital that you started with, if we can understand? Because
we
you
had
always have this
around,
debate. Reason for this question again, you always have this debate, VC money versus bootstrap, right? So just from that standpoint, what was the capital that you started with?
After raising funds also, I'll say bootstrap is the best thing.
Okay.
It's not like you have money, you don't need to burn kind of a stuff. But because bootstrap things really works. I
Bootstrap is better over VC.
100% I could say. Because with the limited of money, you could create something that makes you learn the value of money.
Right.
That makes you do more. The betterly is what I understand. And we might have started with like less than 2-3 lakh rupee.
All put together.
This is our salary money, what we have and everything. Then we might have borrowed some 5-6 lakh. Like you can think of with some 5 lakh, we have started it. From a day where we thought covering 1 lakh rupee per month is enough.
Right.
Like people who are working under stuff and everything. Then
Right.
we have people who have started our journey with 5,000, 6,000
As a salary.
salary in Raasta till they're earning around 1 lakh.
Wow.
Plus
Wow.
kind of a journey what we have seen, because they've over the years
Right.
they've increased salaries and everything there. And in Marut also we have seen people who started with earning, just started with 10,000, 8,000, 10,000 kind of a thing, till 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh.
Awesome.
That kind of we have seen. Now we pay in Marut more than 1 lakh also, like 2-3 lakhs also we are paying
Obviously,
easily,
yeah.
stuff and everything. But it was there. But I think bootstrap is the best thing, and then it gives you challenging every time with the concept of money, time.
Right.
In Raasta, we never had a luxury. People were used to come to us with all these branches. So they went to agency. They say 3 months, 6 months. They come to us. They say, I have 1 month. Can you do it? We were doing it. What everybody was saying in months, we were doing in less than a month. What people were saying months, we were doing less than a week. People
Wow.
were, what they were saying week, people were doing in few hours.
Wow.
Why we could able to make it is because every day it was a constraint. In a constraint, we were doing things, constraint of budget, time, and also people.
Right. Awesome.
And we were making it happen.
Awesome. So when you bootstrap, when you are small, people generally don't come to you, and when you go, they look down on you, and because there are established players, and generally a mindset, when I'm spending money, I would want to take the best of it, right? How did you convince that first customer of yours in Raasta?
No, there were many rejections. It was like 100% rejections were there, many.
Okay.
It took time for us, actually 2013, 14, and people started believing us and everything. And we did with few like projects where it was not important for them, super important for us. Like we were looking for early customer.
Right.
We could showcase what we could do and everything. And people were saying, you're bringing a smallest camera, like a DSLR, which is 550 camera. It's like a hobbyist kind of a camera.
Right.
And we're shooting it something. And the two people are hustling and they're saying like, "Arey, someone is shooting, someone is doing all these." So I was doing all these. I was helping it for the shoot to happen, everything,
lighting and all that,
all stuff and everything, and we go back and do edits and stuff and everything. And those are different days for sure.
Yeah.
And from there, people starting days they were very skeptical mindset of will they able to give a output, will they deliver in the timeline.
Got it.
Because they have a very short deadline.
Yeah.
Because some conference happening, they want to publish the product video, or some they're going for internationally, they want to film for their company quickly.
Right.
So because we were doing shoot in the morning, by night and tomorrow morning I'm coming to you cut. In 2012, you think of where your stuff, and the laptop is this very smallest mini laptop. We did not have the desktop kind of a big also.
It was a jugaad solution.
So it was like that, and it was in that people could see, oh, you could give me a video in less than 48 hours, less than 72 hours.
Wow.
It's enough. That's the journey where it started.
So they would have called you back for next projects and all that, or they would have referred.
We decided like, okay, there can you refer me 1-2 guys?
Okay.
So whom we wanted to just, so we never went with the intention of we want to sell. So we wanted to say like we can do something.
Yeah.
Can we help something to you?
Right.
It was a thought. We never go and say like, the pitch was never a sales pitch at all.
Okay.
It's a relation pitch.
Right.
It was a more of collaborative pitch, or it was more of like I want to.
So basically you were trying to solve a problem that they might have, or help them in some or the other way.
Yes.
Okay.
So that in Raasta time also was their problem.
Understood.
There's a problem of it, and they're looking at, and they were doing it like, see, lot of rejections they get, and someone is accepting it.
Right.
And the acceptance is, the guy is also is like more of a delivering you fast. That was like the niche what that.
Right.
They don't want spend more.
Right.
Don't want to give more time, and they're looking at you in that very constrained output.
Got it.
And we could able to deliver that.
Fantastic.
That's a skill what we have created.
Fantastic.
At that time.
Fantastic.
And over the time we built the teams and everything, and it was there. And there were many customers saying like, I'm seeing you every time, I'm listening the name as Raasta and everything, what you guys do it. So that was the thing, and I'm seeing your face, it's like I was part of all the conferences, events. Like if it is Startup Saturday also there, Lamakan, by then it was in Lamakan. I used to participate everywhere.
Got it.
So we are physically there, we're physically working there. People are seeing our content, people are seeing us capturing. So we're very curious and say like what these guys are do.
Right.
So that's where in Hyderabad almost all the founders or all the leadership team, they know from the Raasta time.
Okay.
Like what they've seen. So all the people have seen from 10 years. They've seen for 10 years doing it, bootstrapping it, and you have survived, and you're doing something where technology driven, and people started thinking, oh, can I help you something?
Right.
So that's where it was not difficult for me in the seed when to raise also, is because people know I've been doing a bootstrap company in Hyderabad.
Awesome.
For more than 10 years.
Awesome. As in goosebump situation, bootstrap and profitable and growing, and you are positioned in that premium zone where people know that you deliver quality, and hence they have to pay. That's a very good position to be in, right? So I'm curious, right? Raasta as a name and Marut as a name. How did you derive at these names?
See, Raasta, it was naming every time was different. Raasta, it's a Hindi Raasta, the way.
Oh, okay.
It's like a road not taken. The poem is there now. So we thought like it's in a way we are bringing a lot of people to work, collaborate.
Okay.
And even so, that's the way forward is a thought process what we had.
Okay.
So I was one reason to keep that name as a stuff. Marut has come because see, one thing definitely we wanted a Sanskrit word, and second, the two connotations it has. One was India's first fighter jet.
Okay.
Which HAL released the name was Marut.
Acha.
If you go in Google search in Wiki,
Right,
it's
right,
Marut.
right.
The
right.
HIL first fighter jet for India was in
Yeah.
1969.
Okay.
Second was something we want. We were doing something aerially, and people were expecting literally the miracles to happen or something solve. So we felt okay. We had a person of, I'm saying like more of, a lot of people might have connect with Hanuman
Correct.
and everything, and a lot of people get like we say Marut now. People also
Maruti.
write Maruti.
Yeah, correct.
Now let them feel we become like Maruti, not a problem.
Right.
So we said like it has to be shorter.
Right.
It can be more of something. Sanskrit was the name. That's we brought it.
So you went back traditionally thoda sa and connected.
We did not see. First thing, our intention, the sector and the work, what we're trying to do, like the problem you're trying to bring solution to it.
Right.
Like the person of like Hanuman, where to bring.
Yeah. No, in fact, there's this connect also which I can probably relate. Hanuman also flies in air, and there's this Sanjeevani that he brought in.
See,
all of that is there. So first fighter jet Marut, and then
so we want to leave to the user. we might not quantify this is what we wanted to keep it. Like a lot of people in North, they connect with Hanuman a lot,
right?
And they even from a politicians to the people, they feel more connected.
Right.
Fine. I'm saying like it's up to the user perspective how they wanted to do it. And in Raasta also, a lot of people used to save my name as a Raasta Prem. Wherever I used to go, they used to write. They used to think it's my surname.
Asha, Raasta is your surname, okay.
Fine. I said like I'll leave it kind of stuff. I'm saying like now also they write like Marut Prem. People think you're using your surname or something. Fine.
Right.
So we've that subconscious somehow it has come, but we feel that also is helping people to connect with us or identify us.
Fantastic. So Prem, you are featured in Forbes 30 under 30. What exactly is this, and why do somebody get featured there? If you can help us understand that.
The Forbes under 30 is recognized based on the impact or sector. We also got this in 2021.
Okay.
So when we were working extensively, so basically they had a more of technology with social impact and more of a tech for impact kind of a space were there. And so entire they have screened our profile and everything. They reached out.
Okay.
They asked. There was front and back a lot of communications. Then we never thought we've been getting a lot of awards and everything. We never think that we should get this.
Right. Right.
Since they're asking, like every time it was someone asking.
Okay.
And we are filling.
Achha.
We're giving. And we're forgetting. And we're doing our work.
Right.
And once fine one, they say like, you got this award, you got this. This was
how many awards did you get in total?
So we had more than 15 to 20 till now. All different kind of a thing.
Can you help us know
so
those?
One NASCOM.
Okay.
Giving you technology award for more of there. Then we were part of like Facebook, no Meta. Facebook used to have a Facebook, the accelerator, the day,
right.
Facebook day where in US they have a session, right? Like we were part of India accelerator where tech for impact or social good kind of a thing. We were winners for that.
Wow.
Then we were like, we had a grant with the Purdue University. Purdue University gives certain funds to India on certain problems.
It's from US, right?
US. Okay. So this, and they understand the dengue malaria is more, so they gave certain grant for it.
Right.
Then we have all these FICCI, TIE, all different organizations giving you different funds. These all were there, and there were certain awards which focuses on agriculture, focuses on technology, kind of a thing. So.
Wow.
There and see grant award recognitions we never actually for 10 years when I bootstrapped you don't find any profile or anything about us in Raasta at all. You won't get an article also.
Yeah.
When someone reaches to us, I'll say like, why you want to leave it? We are doing our work fine.
Yeah.
We are not doing that exceptional work so that we could come and tell you stuff and everything.
Right.
day one of our Marut, what we were not doing is just the entire, from day one is media is writing you about it. Media is just like why some articles come, we don't know. Like someone has spoke to some customer or some official, they've written it, and someone is forwarding to you the article. So that's all happened organically, stuff and everything. So the profile what you maintain low for 10 years,
Right.
and from when you start something, there is impact and scale, it goes you different places.
Awesome.
So there.
Awesome. So you, Raasta was more of a business which was there already. People know it.
So we
was
were
it like that
focusing on
or
storytelling actually. So
Okay.
where we were trying to do anything, we are very focused. Only medium is a video.
right?
Video. It can be animation, live shoot. It can be anything, and very focused. And we don't want to do graphic. We don't want to do distribution.
Right.
We don't want to do web series. We don't
Right.
want to do any the film as a Raasta Studios. We were, as a company, whatever the company needs a communication, I'm doing it.
Got it.
So that communication should help him in scale,
Right.
customer,
Yeah.
or making his internal audience understand what is that company, product,
Right,
and everything.
right.
That was the focus. What
Yeah.
we were doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And the people who used to work should not feel like he should be equal like your product manager,
Yeah.
like your CTO.
Right.
In terms of remuneration, in terms of more of the benefits what you get, this is what the thought process what we did, and
Right.
that's was the thing.
Awesome. Awesome. So what I was trying to say is you got so many awards and all that when you started Marut. That's what you're saying, right? In Raasta, that was not the case. Raasta, it was low profile and you were doing a proper business, and as in the impact, if you somebody asks, were you solving something? There it was more of a service that we were giving, and it
There
was
also
the
we're
best
solving problem.
Okay.
Like you have a complex problem of a product. You have a product.
Right.
You want to communicate.
Right.
I'm making a smallest video of 2-3 minutes and trying
Right.
to explain that product, which is not physical here.
Right.
Our company about companies for 50 years the company is there.
Right.
There's a problem statement comes saying that this is a company and there's a workers, they've established a lot of solar plants.
Right.
People at solar plants they feel is we are making the hard work, the company is making money
Right.
and all the profits are with the company and we are doing the hard work
Correct.
as a thing.
Right.
So we're bridging the gap of
So you were
the communication. We are doing all the customer stories or making it more of the people who are working at more of a plant level and making it as proper, making them create a certain television, like more of theaters, releasing their films.
Right.
Story of a person who
Right.
is working there for the organization.
Right.
So making the organization is caring the people.
Okay.
So that is what the emotion they need.
So this, so should I put it this way, that your storytelling capability there was helping Marut also here?
No, actually, it's a problem solving anytime. There's
Okay.
someone has come with a problem
Yeah.
and he was looking at solution to us. We are coming forward, we are making that solution to happen.
Okay.
And earlier the solution was ended with constraint of time.
Yeah.
The problem statement which we took had no end point.
Got
It is you're improving, you're trying to solve, bettering it,
Right.
kind of a thing.
Got it.
So that curiosity of taking up a problem and solving it
Yeah.
was the day one. It can be Raasta, it can be Marut is what we
So
see.
you had that problem solving attitude towards
Yeah.
both the products,
Yeah.
both the companies. Okay. Because when you said a lot of awards came in around 21, 22.
Actually, during Raasta time, a lot of people used to ask us.
Acha.
We used to tell we are not doing such great work.
Okay.
When we do such great work, we'll come and knock your
Do
door. And people used to like there was like only one article which might be finding in US story that they're also saying that IIT and filmmaking, they wanted to have that. I said like we said no.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm saying
yeah.
like don't write.
Right.
We after writing also we went back and said why did you write this? We
Okay.
clearly said you don't sensitize with more of the educational point of view and everything.
Yeah.
See what we do. Either you write. That's the reason we don't want it to go for any kind of the more of someone. Let's say you don't find a single article. We did work with a lot of brands, lot of things we did in 10 years.
Yeah.
We maintained that low profile is because of people, they look at differently
Understood.
and the story is different. So that's why we wanted to have a very clear.
So you kept the profile low for like 10 years and then with Marut it all came out.
Marut also we never wanted to talk.
But people
have written, and once it's out, someone calls you and speaks to you, and end the call, and one day after you'll get an article. Oh, I did not realize. Oh, I did not know you're a journalist also.
Right.
You're
In fact, I can understand, because when I'm seeing it from outside perspective, when I was looking at your profile also for this podcast, Marut, clearly the impact comes out when somebody sees your profile. This one, IIT and getting into filmmaking is how it comes out, because that was anyway there. If not you, somebody else was doing. But Marut Drones is clearly hitting hard from an impact standpoint, because you're solving malaria problem, you're solving healthcare issue, medicines reaching on time, etc. You are sort of solving a problem where people were getting exposed to cancer or getting cancer. You're solving that. So that this is clearly an impact, and I'm sure more people would have reached you and you only filled less forms.
No, actually, we've been saying no now also.
Right.
For events they ask for a speaking slot, we say no. Even for podcasts, even
Right.
for media also, is because enough things to do.
Right.
We have we have come to 0 to 1. So here we have to go, and a lot of people trusted us, like investors or other people. So we have to make better technology and better kind of a products and stuff and everything.
Got it.
So and if you see, we want to talk less, do more, kind of a thought process what we are.
Understood.
And somehow people around us have promoted it and
Got it.
spoke about it. So that's where we in Marut we met Prime Minister multiple times. We met
Right.
Chief Ministers. We met like Gautam Adani kind of people. Or we
Right.
met all the who's
Who of the India?
We never thought like if you want to go and take an appointment of a Gautam Adani, I don't think you'll get that easily.
Yeah.
Or if you want to go and take an appointment of Prime Minister, will you get?
No.
So the journey took us,
Right.
and that's where the work what we were doing was
Right.
taking us places, and the place we don't know, the destination is not known still.
Yeah.
There, but we felt that okay, let us do constantly.
Right.
Like even Raasta or Marut, every time the effort was, let us do our work.
Got it.
The effort should be there,
Right.
and the output automatically, where it is going, how it is going, it's not in our hand.
Correct. Got it. Yeah. So I think you've given enough time. I'll kind of move towards conclusion of this podcast. I wanted to sort of ask this from a viewer standpoint, right? Anybody who's wanting to start something of their own, whether they are freshers or they are in job, right? What kind of approach would you recommend if they are wanting to get into business?
See, person to person is different for sure.
Right.
What worked out to me might not work for them also.
Got it.
Like was looking problem around me, getting empathize and trying to come forward to solve.
Right.
Since I've solved, doesn't mean everybody should have that. Like
Right.
I've solved only for certain stage.
Got it.
Like it can be enhancing the existing product.
Right.
Can be.
Right.
It can be taking a problem statement, trying to build a technology and everything.
Right.
Or it can be simplifying that product supply chain.
Yeah.
So what we could say is, if you are really thinking
Yeah.
to start, don't wait.
Got it.
Because the time afterwards is not in our hand,
Right.
and I don't think we should wait.
Okay.
Like you should do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
If you thought of idea, get
Just
into
do
it.
Just do it. I'm saying while doing, just make sure have a word with a couple of people who has already did it,
Right.
so that they can guide you
Right.
or they can warn you what is the challenges you have,
Right.
and take a conscious decision.
Got it. Got it.
But it is not that easy. Definitely, like everybody says, person to person it varies. So the support system varies.
Right.
The people, the first set of people, and for sure you need co-founders. You need people around you.
Right.
Individually you can't do.
Got it.
So solo you can't for sure can't do.
Right.
That's why you need to have a co-founders. You need to have fellow people who are working with you.
Right.
Like people around you will make it happen.
Makes
So
sense.
it's not you are making it happen.
Makes
It's people around you as a team, as a more of a company. It's
Right.
making it happen.
Got it. Got it. So, you know, especially people like me who were in industry for 15 years, and if you take my example, I was in industry for 15 years. Now I started. If I ask you, should people take a job first and then get into business, or fresh out of college you should start? Because in your case also you spent about a year before you started. So
See, the fresher doing it, he has to learn how finance works, how legal works, how actually a product need to happen,
Right.
sales to happen,
Right.
marketing to happen,
Right.
everything. But you learn.
yeah,
I don't think you need to see working. See, based on the stage where you are, you need to support a family.
yeah,
Work for a certain time
right,
and remove that mindset of like you can't support them and everything. You
Right.
work for a certain time and do it.
yeah,
You don't need your income to your family immediately.
Right.
Then start it.
got it,
Because see, first thing is for sure, you need to have certain expenditure to cover.
right,
Either if they are not directly dependent,
yeah,
please do it.
got it. So
I think
if you have a safety net where you are not supposed to, or you don't have any ownership of giving money at home, start it.
Yeah.
Don't wait or don't think of job.
yeah.
Got it.
So for me, when I've started, definitely parents were dependent for sure,
Okay,
and I've taken house loan where I have to pay EMIs also.
right,
But still, entire Raasta time, whenever I used to go back to parents, they were very supportive.
got it,
They were unknown what we do, they're clueless what we do. Still, the only thing is, okay, they should not feel because the mindset of you borrowing money might
Right.
not pay. Okay, parents, whatever you have, they would support it and everything.
awesome.
So for entire 10 years when you're bootstrapped also, the thought was, let us not take someone's money
Right,
and risk it. The thought was there, and for a certain time when we have mastered it, we
Right.
felt is we know the value of money.
right,
So if we can scale it, was the
Yeah.
thought process. And
Yeah.
when we had Marut's hat, when we had, the scale will happen with the money is what we realized.
Awesome.
That's where we brought onboarded investors and stuff.
awesome, awesome. Great, Prem. I had a really amazing time. I would like to thank Anil sir for connecting us. I'm sure be one of those names in India where people will definitely aspire to be. All the best. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.